Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Cup of coffee. A cup of coffee is a North American sports idiom for a short time spent by a minor league player at the major league level. The idea behind the term is that the player was only in the big leagues long enough to have a cup of coffee before being returned to the minors. The term originated in baseball and is extensively used in ice hockey, both of whose professional leagues utilize extensive farm systems. It is rarely used in basketball or American football, since neither the NBA nor NFL have implemented a true farm system. One example of how this term is used in a sentence was during the 1996 film The Fan, in which Robert De Niro's character, a middle-aged former pitcher, says, "I was in the bigs for a cup of coffee myself until my arm went south." Notable baseball cups of coffee. One well-known variant of the cup of coffee is the September call-up, in which major league clubs call up additional players to the big leagues from the minors on September 1st, when rosters expand from 25 players to 40. This is, by definition, a cup of coffee because September is the last month of the baseball season. Notable players who made their debuts in September include Baseball Hall of Fame players Mike Piazza and Ryne Sandberg. Francisco Rodriguez made his big league debut by pitching 5 innings in September for the Anaheim Angels. Included on the Angels' postseason roster as a replacement for an injured player, he won 5 playoff games for Anaheim and helped them to a victory in the 2002 World Series, all before he won a regular season game in the majors. Another famous baseball player who made his debut with a cup of coffee was shoeless Joe Jackson, who played 5 games in 1908, 5 more in 1909, and 20 games in 1910 before finally making the bigs for good in 1911. For many players, a cup of coffee is all they ever get in the major leagues. Notable cups of coffee include: in ice hockey, players who play only a few games in the National Hockey League and spend the rest of their careers in the American Hockey League or other professional leagues are common in professional hockey. A special case unique to the NHL is that of the emergency backup goaltender. NHL rules dictate that a team carry at least 2 goaltenders in every game. However, there are sometimes circumstances when a team only has 1 goaltender on the roster and does not have time to call up another from the AHL. In such a case, any goaltender 22 years of age or older can be signed as a free agent to a short-term contract to fill the second goaltender position until a more permanent solution can be found. Since the other goaltender is certain to play the game in question and is not likely to be injured during gameplay, the backup goaltender is likely never to set foot on the ice during gameplay. Thus, players with little to no experience can sometimes have a short cup of coffee in the NHL. This position is typically held by an older retired goaltender. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Would you like to know more?